Good morning. Thank you for joining. Let's do some practice. Let's start off with finding a comfortable standing position. As always on a Tuesday morning, just that little bit more focus on the breath. But obviously Thursdays we focus on the breath as well, but just really using some practices this morning just to really open up the space for the breath. So we'll start off with spinal cord breathing. So you take your feet about shoulder width apart, a little bit of bend in the knees, and then just opening up the chest. So lifting your sternum up towards the sky, breathing in, and then just bringing the elbows together, just curling, tucking the tailbone under, breathing out. And just keeping the breath easy, light. Breath in, and breath out. Breath in, breath out. You keep facing front. I'm just going to show you from the side. So we're just extending and opening up the chest and then curling underneath. And the breath is in and out through the nose. It's like a nice morning stretch. Smooth. Creating the space. So we often talk about lung capacity, but we need to create the space in the rib cage. If we get tight in the rib cage and we don't have the space for the breath in the body, and the breath is quiet, is soft, in and out through the nose. On the next breath in, we'll just rotate to the side, breathe into one side, rotate, breathe out, back down the center. And then go the other way, rotate, breathe in, back down to center. And then just go from side to side, just in your own time, there's no rush. The breath should feel easy. You don't want to feel as if you're getting out of breath or breathing too much. Do one more to each side. Really bring the elbows back. And then one more for lock down the center. So breath in. Breath out. And then take a rest. And just balance for a moment. Let's do Buddha holds up the earth, holding up the earth. So a little bit of bend in the knees again. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in, nice and light. Not breathing too much, not breathing too little. Let's feel the ribs at the side. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. On the next one, keep one hand facing up and then bring the other hand down. So one hand facing the sky, the other hand facing the ground. And then we'll swap. So spiral, little finger towards little finger, spiral, swap sides. Spiral. Keep the movement going, smooth and easy. Thinking about opening up that side of the rib cage. So if I'm mirroring you now, opening up this left side of the rib cage. Opening up the right side. And now let's just explore that a little bit more with just that little bit of lateral movement to the side. So really stretch and lengthen there. Remembering, whenever you're going to a stretch, we're not going beyond, we're not forcing, we're not pushing. Just visualize each of the ribs expanding, almost like the elasticity of the rib cage. So it's moving each rib separately. I can feel it a lot easier on one side. Maybe not a lot easier, but I can definitely feel the difference one side to the other. This side really just expands for me. This side feels a little bit sticky. So that's really smooth. So really smooth it out. If you find any sticky bits, see if you can just smooth it out. Smooth it out with the movement, smooth it out with the breath. Let's do one more each side. And then take a rest. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. If you need to shake the legs out, shake the arms out a little bit. And then come to standing. Heart to sky, which is similar to the spinal cord, but we're just working on this upper chest here. We're just working on the upper back. And it's almost like opening up the front of the spine. So really flexing here, extending here in the thoracic spine. So we bring our palms together. You can put a little bit of pressure through there. It's quite nice. It just sets all the shoulders in the back. And then breath in. Breath out. And here you can bring heart to ground, heart to earth. Breath in. Breath out. Really opening up the chest cavity again. Just breathing light and soft. Lifting your heart up to the sky and then back down to the ground. Breath in. Breath out. Just a couple more. And then take a rest. I want to do a new movement now. I don't think we've done this before. If we have, it's quite a while back. Full body flow. Just really take this careful. So really go within your own parameters. So I don't want you to force anything, because we're going to be doing a little bit of a back bend and a roll forwards, but really take it easy. If you've got any issues with blood pressure or dizziness or anything, just do very small movements, or stop if it's not working at all for you. So I really emphasize that we don't want to stress forcing or pushing. And you know that if your breath is soft and your breath is light and smooth, then the movement is going to be the same. We'll break it down first. So we'll connect, just grab hold of one wrist with one hand. And first of all, just open up the whole front of the body. So just lengthening up. Watch that you don't hike the shoulders up here. Keep the shoulders down, but just stretch out the front of the body. And then I'm going to show you from the side, if I've got space here actually. Then just hinge forwards at the hips. Keep soft in the knees. Hinge forwards, only as far as it's comfortable to go for you. It doesn't have to be a massive big hinge forwards. And then if it feels okay, just roll down. Keep the knees soft. And then bend the knees. It's like coming up out of a squat. So really bend the knees here to come up. So you're using the lower body, you're using almost like that coming out of a squat. I'll show you again. If you just watch for a second, it's a bit like a banana position here, hips forwards, and then hinging at the hips, long spine, as far as you can, not forcing, breathing easy, keeping the knees soft and then rolling down. And then bending the knees, really get low in the knees so you can push the ground away to roll up. And if you're just literally doing this type of movement, that's absolutely fine. If you've got any issues with the back or the hips or anything, or it really hurts, please do not force it. Let's have a little go with that. So expand, hinge forwards. So as you're hinging forward, you're lengthening out the whole back of the body. And as you're reaching up, you're lengthening out the whole front of the body. Nice and slow and in control. And we can do breath in, breath out. If that feels good, or just breathe easy in and out through the nose. Again, we don't want to force the breath, as we don't want to force the movement. Take it nice and easy. Let's do a couple more. And then take a rest. That's a nice one to do, just to get that whole body moving. Just stretching out the front of the body, stretching out the back of the body. Good, let's have a little shake. And then we'll just run through the second of our 5-element practice that we've been playing around with for the past few weeks. So get yourself balanced. First one is the soaring crane. Again, really focusing on breath and the metal element. Breath in, and breath out. Standing tall and then softening as you breathe out. Strong through the lower body, but not rigid, not locked. So there's that little bit of weight shift where necessary, forwards and backwards, standing tall, softening. And just bringing the arms slightly lower, so you're focusing more on the lower lobe of the lungs. Breath in, breath out. And then take a rest. Moving into Zen circles. So one arm on the back, like that. And then the other arm starting just back of the hand to forehead, moving from the hips and the waist, hinging forwards. When we hinge forwards, keep that spine long, so we're not rounding the back there. The hips literally just glide back. Also keep that upper back long as well, so we're not hanging the head forwards. Continue the movement, but without the hinge at the waist. So still leading from the hips, but without the hinge at the hips. Remember that the movement comes from the center, so I'm moving the hips and the waist and the upper body, and the arm are following that movement of the hips and the waist. And we're just going to smoothly go into the other side, so bringing this arm to the back, this arm to the front, hips and the waist hinging at the hips. Same circle but without the hinge at the hips. So still leading from the hips and the waist. Just breathing easy. One more. And then take a moment. Moving into repel the monkey. So one arm facing forwards, the other arm palms, both palms up in this position. So if I show you from the side, I'm facing, hips facing forwards, but then I get a nice twist through the waist. And then this arm comes via your ear down, and then we're getting a little dip again, moving from the hips and the waist, leading the movement. Palms facing up, moving from the hips and the waist. Repel the monkey. So pushing away. One more. And then take a rest. Palm towards the brow, and then the opposite hand pushes away, and then fingers to elbow, opposite side. Keep that spine long, so you're working around this. The spine is like a rotational axis, so watch that you're not leaning forwards or leaning back or side to side. Just breathing easy, light and soft. Continuous movement. Do one more each side. And then taking a moment before we move into the final earth element of single arm pebble in the pond. So again, moving from hips and waist. Moving from the center. And breath out as you move out. Breath in as you gather back to center. Grounding, centering. Do one more each side. In your own time, no rush. Taking a moment before we finish with pulling down the heavens. Breath in. Breath out. Interlocking your thumbs, resting on your belly, bringing the feet together. And just closing your eyes. Letting your body rock and sway. Connecting to the ground through the feet, into the sky through the crown of your head. And then when you're ready, just taking a slightly fuller, deep breath in, opening your eyes, stepping out, a little brush down. And hopefully that has set us up for the day. And I will see you on Thursday for a little bit more of our movement practice. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you Thursday. Take care. Have a good day. Bye. Bye bye.